Okay, my misery and me. First of all, uh, it doesn't matter. Will, as far as I'm concerned, could happen in the subconscious. I think most of it is in the subconscious, and a little bit is in the conscious. But it still will, because I believe that each thing taking part in the will might not be taking part in the subconscious, but it is living, and it has these same properties. As far as I know, it could even have its own little conscious that's somehow separate from mine. Like you have your own, so maybe parts of the brain could have their own. Don't know. But let me try to explain the thing. Okay, there is a way. Nobody's really got it all explained, or the new logic of it. There's mathematics that captures it well, that might tell you something about the logic, but nobody's really translated this into human reason, I would say, into human macroscopic natural language reason. Alright, so the thing is, though, if you can't make logical sense of it, and it is what it is, it's reality, that this phenomena happens, and you've got to try to understand it. Until you come up with a logic able to understand it, then that's on you or me, to come up with that logic. But a first step in it certainly is to think about this. Electrons, they're a lot like little BBs, little billiard balls, right? So if you shoot it at a screen with two slits, you think it should go through one or the other. The point is, no, think of it as a wave. It's actually a wave. If you, depending on how well you make your electron gun, that wave might cone out a lot, or it might be nice and narrow. If it's really narrow and you can aim it at one slot, it's accurate enough to aim at one slot or the other, then it's just going to go through that one slot. But if you leave it not so fine-tuned, or you put the slots close enough together, that thing has enough scatter in it that an individual electron could go through either one. Okay? Now, an individual electron can't go through both, but a wave can. So what is really going on, and most quantum physicists would look at it this way, is a wave is coming out of that electron beam. The wave splashes, or what have you, through those two slits. Those two slits then have their own little cones that come out based on the diffraction and the wavelength of the electron. And you can see the ripples of those two waves overlapping over time. But every time you shoot one through, you just get a little dot, like it went through one or the other. But the weird thing is, if you send them through one at a time, billions of them, you'll see the ripple pattern from the interference. Okay. Now that might not be enough, but the whole theory around this and calculating how things would work is the most accurate theory so far ever. Okay, so if everything's are waves, it suddenly makes sense again, and everything becomes sort of deterministic again, right? Because the wave sloshes up and predictably goes through both of the slots and so on. Okay, so it's deterministic again. But the problem is, if a wave is sloshing up and going through both slots, why, when that wave reaches the detector, reaches the detector that can go, dink, I detected an electron, make a little light dot there, why does it just show up in one place? Because after a long time, then you see the pattern of two waves going through those slits and interfering with each other. Okay, so it implies that a wave is going through there, but what they call a collapse, for some reason when it interacts with the screen, it just goes in one place and looks like one electron. In reality, the electron is this energy that goes out, and we, for all we know, it could be just because of the kind of eyes we have, the chemistry of our brains. We're taking a cross-section, and we just see a little tiny speck. And every time that wave hits, one of the specks goes. And the thing is, you don't know which speck it's going to be. There is no set order. It's a stochastic random distribution. Did that help?